Welcome back, Captains and Admirals, for another video with a funny muffer. And today we're on Islands of Ice Domination, and we've got the Tier 7 American battleship Georgia, USS Georgia. So, I know a lot of people like this ship, and hopefully I won't step on too many toes, but I will say, personally, I've been having a bit of up and down time with this ship. Spurgeon has not been treating me well. But I will say, though, the guns are very punchy, and it's got a pretty good reload as well. So, we'll go over the ship quickly. So, the overview, she's fast, big guns, and she's a reloader, so she's got a above average main battery reload speed. So, she is based off the Iowa class. So, very, very good armor. Unless you go broadside, then you're asking for it, but let's have a look at the foredeck armor now. And so the forend plating's 32. A strong bow there. Right. So she's got 3 double 457mm main guns. My build has a range of 18.5. Reload time 26 seconds, which is very good for a battleship, especially American ones. You've got things like Kansas, you know. I think she has like a 33-second reload. Turret reverse speed, 180 turn time is 28.6 seconds. Very speedy. So maximum AP shell damage on this build is 17,325. Georgia has very good AA as well, 91 out of 100. Maximum speed is 30.6 knots, and you can get higher with the engine boost. Turning circle radius 890 meters, which is isn't the best, but she is fast. Rudder shift time is 13.2 seconds, fairly reasonable. Detectability range at sea 13.3, not terrible, not great, in the middle. So you can run catapult fighter, secondary enhancement, or spotter. I really recommend you run spotter. You could do a build with Arthur's Cold to get more damage and run a catapult fighter. I'd just go for the spotter and just get more damage. Fire that King George straight to the deck, by the looks of it. 5,900 damage, very nice. What we like to see. So the mods I have on here, or the modernizations, I have main battery mod 2 with a plus 20% traverse speed, because it's just a must for American battleships, in my opinion. More shells out than that King George. But obviously he is outclassed here, and we do punch straight through him. Got a nice citadel there. Torpedoes come in from the carrier, do a nice bit of damage to him. I do have Searing Gears mod 2 for 20% reduction in rudder shift time. And I also have Concealment mod 1 for minus 10% of detectability and plus 5% enemy dispersion. And then for every American battleship should have this, Artillery Plotting Room mod 2, minus 10% dispersion. Every American battleship should have that. Carriers come at us. Most of his bombs missed apart from one. More shells out. Might finish him if we get some good grouping. 2 ricochets. We get 2 pens though. Carrier might finish him off. As you can tell, I'm using one of the Agile commanders, and I am using New Jersey. Personally, I think she's probably one of the best ones to use for Georgia, because she just makes those big guns even better. So, freedom to firepower, over 10 kilometers, you're increasing your damage, which, let's be fair, any bit of damage increase is welcome. Flammable cannon, extra range, extra shell grouping, risk catching fire, it's worth it. Gyrating drill bits. For AP battleships, I'd take it every time. Yes, it does knock down the speed by 10%, so you are losing a bit of edge for Georgia because she is quite fast. But you got the engine boost, so it doesn't matter too much. And you're getting plus 10% to the AP shell damage, and you get extra traverse speed of plus 1.5 degrees a second. So let's be fair, I think that's a really good trade. Third skill is firefighter. Not much to choose from on second thought. I never really had it be that useful. I have tried to use it, Never, like in a few very select moments, it's come in clutch, but I think Firefighter's just better. Reduces risk catching fire by 12%, and damage control party cooldown time is reduced by 12%. It does reduce the duration by 40%, but it also reduces the number of fires you can have by 1. So a maximum of 3 fires instead of 4. And then we've got New Jersey's unique skill, which is Don't You Just Love It? Deal more damage to Citadel strikes. And this ship is fairly good at getting Citadels. 12.5%. And main battery dispersion minus 5.5%. So that's like a must. And we overpenned that cruiser. I was hoping we'd get a Citadel, but... Now, I am running Will to Rebuild, so I have been swapping back between Fight Fire with Fire and Will to Rebuild. I think I might just switch everything to Fight Fire with Fire unless I'm in a division. Because it's not very often you can rely on allies to give you Will to Rebuild. I'm also running Inspirations, Sean Horst and Andrew Cunningham for the extra accuracy. Because making a battleship more accurate is never a bad thing. We do finish him off, and we get a Citadel where he has a slither of health left. Right, so we are going to face down this this Vladdy. So they do own 2 cap points. They got A and B. B is being flipped. C is neutral, so I've asked my my friendly cruiser behind us to cap it. At the end of the day, I don't care how far ahead we are. We really should be capping those objectives. Maybe I should have slowed down to try and capture, but I didn't think I'd get anything done with this Vladdy so close to me. So I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to push him. I wasn't too sure what the Vladdy was going to do here. I wasn't sure if he was going to ram me. And then he straightens up, so I turn into him. I unlock the target, and I just get my guns just targeted independently. So we're going to wait for him to come alongside us. And 5 penetrations, 1 ricochet, 1 incap his super fire turret. I was looking for Citadels and just to completely nuke him, but it is what it is. Secondaries are hitting him, but the secondaries aren't going to contribute a huge amount. Might get a couple of fires set, maybe, but I'm not going to rely on them. Oh, we do knock out his super fire turret completely. Excellent. Reduces his firepower by 1/3. Very poor hits there. 1 standard and 2 overpens. Our carrier is coming for us again. Let's get some decent hits on the front of us. Doesn't set another fire. I clicked it. I just assumed that he would have set another fire, so I was just getting ready to click it. And once I saw the bombs hit, I clicked it, and we only had 1 fire, so that was a waste. We do get a set on the Vladdy there. And I am lucky I didn't get punished there. I could have got punished and had a permanent fire. And that would have really been detrimental for us. Long enough, 40 seconds till DC comes back around. So with the Georgia itself, if you don't have her, and you get the option to get her, she's a very good tier 7 battleship. She's very unique as well, with the engine boost. She's got very large guns. Accuracy can be a bit trolly sometimes, but it's the same with more ships. But when you hit like an absolute freight train. Not much we could have done here. So we could have turned into the island, but we're just going to end up taking it. We get a flood, so I pop my DC because we're not going to want that flood because it's going to slow us down and it's going to drain our health. We don't have any repair parties left, and I can't rely on Will to Rebuild for my allies. More torpedoes do come in. We only take 3, but our engine does get disabled. Now, this is where I get kicked in the teeth a bit. Because we're just going to sit here idly now, because we're just dead in the water. But it does give me the excuse to cap the base, though. So I am calling for assistance. I was concerned that the carrier would come back, but he doesn't. He goes over to help the Kansas. So I think I got away lucky there. That carrier probably could have finished me off, even though the George's AA is very good. As the Monk 52 said, AA is not a deterrent. You know, it's not a counter. You know, you're literally just inconveniencing the carrier. I would argue that it is a deterrent. You know, some ships do have very monstrous AA, and you want to stay away from them. You know, things like the Georgia is pretty good. You know, so you've got California, Georgia, Constellation, Minotaur, Cheshire, Worcester. I'm trying to think of other ones. I need to actually study. Cleveland's got pretty good AA, especially if they're running defensive AA fire. Not a lot of people do, but some people do. Friesland, Ostrogothland. I do believe the Ostrogothland has defensive AA fire as well. Dallas has very good AA. The thing is, I would never recommend speccing around AA, because you're not always guaranteed to go into a match with a carrier. Unless you're divisioning with a carrier, then that's different. So this is going to be a very long shot. But hopefully our shells will connect. Maybe we'll finish them off. Now we got 1 over pen and 1 standard penetration. Takes us up to 130,000 damage. Right, I'd be a bit disappointed if I only done 30. Because I think we played pretty well. I do think we made the correct decision as well of not trying to cap A but pushing the Vladdy. There goes the Kansas. Colorado takes him down. Kansas doesn't have a high caliber of himself though. And Saipan's out there somewhere, but we're going to max out on points with looks, so I can't see us finding him and then proceeding to destroy him in time. We're very close to a clear skies. And I want that carrier to come back. Give us a bit more chip damage. But yeah, she's a very good tier 7 battleship. Utility-wise, I'd probably pick the Constellation just because of the radar. But the Constellation's armor is not as good as Georgia's. I believe with Georgia's larger guns as well. Constellation is fun to play as well. But yeah, Georgia, she's fast. You know, she's got good armor as long as you angle correctly. She's got very nasty guns. So in my opinion, I think she's a good buy, and she's a good ship for any captain to have in their port. You know, she could really be an asset to the team. But it's like every ship, if you don't play her well, you're not going to get the results. So, oh, 2,648 base XP and over 500,000 silver. Very nice. Well, we'll go through the modifications one more time. So I'll just show you visually, and I'll show you visually the commander build. But I've already spoken about the modernizations and the perks. But I do have an update. I have ordered some new Twitch emotes, and on World of Warships side, I do finally have the Zaitan, so I can actually move on now with my bureau and play a new battlecruiser I've been wanting for a while, and hopefully get a video out on it very, very soon. But yeah, just going through the commanders here. Like I said, New Jersey was such a good commander. But if you did make it this far, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and if you're new, subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Captains and Admirals.